Set for a start, 9 runners, 2,000 meters to race. And away they go, from that 2,000 meter mark to a perfect beginning. Machete Man probably responded the best and is already pushing forward to go and set up into a handy position. Will most likely go and lead the pack. Battle on the inside to Landing on the Moon and Impetuous, followed by Rocky Reef, who's just racing 2 or 3 lengths off the early speed. That's a decent gallop set at the moment. Further back 2 lengths to Over to You. That's racing in the blue and white sorts. Then comes Mr. Monocle, followed by Coronation Time. Virginia Sweet is last of all, and Twice the Master is racing about 7 or 8 lengths off the early pace as they go into the final 1,300 meters. Machete Man is out in front, has the lead by 1.5 lengths. On the outside in second is Impetuous, followed by Landing on the Moon in third. Rocky Reef Battle on the inside rail in fourth, then comes Over to You, who's racing about 3 or 4 lengths off the early speed. Mr. Monocle, the red salt with the white cap, is next best, followed by Coronation Time. Further back to Virginia Sweets, and still at the back end of the field is Twice the Master, as they about to approach the final 1,000 meters. Past the crossover they go as Machete Man out in front, going to try and go from gun to tape. Back in second, Impetuous. Then comes Landing on the Moon in the green salts, racing alongside the likes of Rocky Reef, followed by Over to You. Mr. Monocle sits mid-division, about 5 lengths to make up, followed by Coronation Time. Virginia Sweet Battle on the inside rail, who's won from last. And Twice the Master is last of all, as they're about to straighten up with the run for Judge, with just over 600 meters left to go. Machete Man at the top of the straight has now shot 2 lengths clear. Impetuous on the outside in second, then comes Rocky Reef, who's going to go towards the inside for a run. Alongside Mr. Monocle, then comes Over to You. Virginia Sweet starting to run on, but deeper out Coronation Time is also starting to make headway as they're into the final 2 furlongs. Machete Man still the horse to catch, but now Mr. Monocle has gone into a galloping mood, is now shot into the lead. Coronation Time trying to run on, as well as Machete Man. Then comes Virginia Sweet and Rocky Reef. Into the final furlong they go. It's Mr. Monocle who has a 2-length advantage here. Coronation Time trying to run on in second, as well as Virginia Sweet on the inside. But it's game, set, and match number 4. Mr. Monocle wins comfortably. Richard Fourie looking over the shoulder, wins by about 4 lengths. Virginia Sweet into second, then came Coronation Time. Twice the Master next best, followed by Machete Man. Then came Rocky Reef. Your head on view. The winner, right along the inside rail, the red salts with the white cap, the sheepskin noseband. Richard Fourie, the stick and goes into the right hand. Now goes past Machete Man, the stable companion. Deepest out on the track, you have Coronation Time trying to close in the gap, as well as Virginia Sweet on the inside rail. But with Richard Fourie aboard, it makes it a comfortable win here for the Justin Snaith team. Stick goes into the left hand, and he's already gone 3 lengths clear into the closing stages. Number 4, Mr. Monocle, the winner for race number 3.
Winner of race 3 is Mr. Monocle, number 4, the son of Twice Over. Well done to Setu Jorkwe. He's received his 1,000 Rand from Hollywood Bets, and thank you to them as well as Cape Racing. Richard, first time you've sat on this horse on in a race, but thankfully you did the job.
Yeah, I've been waiting patiently on this one. You just needed to have his rating dropped a little bit, and he won a maiden in the work riders race in the wet. So when the rain fell, there was a bit of confidence. But saying that, a couple of weeks out, I said to Justin, I can't wait for the day to ride this horse over the right trip. And like everything just worked out so perfect. Cracked a 4 draw in a low division, and he won well. He's a horse with a one eye, so you always got to keep an eye out for him. But yeah, big action. There wasn't much to come. I just had momentum in the heavy stuff off a nice fast run race. So lovely win. So thank you very much to the Divines, to Snaith Racing, and to my sponsors of Winning Form.
Richard, this was the first race around the turn, and I know we've had some rain. How's the course?
Track's beautiful. It's very thirsty. You can put another 100 mils on. We'll still be happy to race.
Thank you for the comments, and well done for the win.
Thank you.
Next up, we're going to chat to Justin Snaith. And as I said to Richard, he's the first time he sat on him, and he's clearly done the job. So well done to him.
It was very funny because Richard's like, Justin, give me one chance on this horse. And I said, Richard, we've got a lot of horses. What horse? It's like my father always used to say, oh, the chestnut over there. I'm like, which chestnut? So Richard said, no, that horse with the one eye. So I go, oh, Mr. Monocle. So he says, yes, give me one chance. I said, well, funny you say that. There's a beautiful race for him. And it looks like, he's got a very good chance. So I remembered that at the last minute, I quickly took a little double with Future Turn running a little bit later. So hopefully I can win something. Just really well done to Richard. Great ride. I thought perfectly ridden. And I'm over the moon we're racing. If you came here at 10 o'clock, you'd say there's no chance we would be racing. I mean, it was absolutely bucketing down. I'm glad Greg's on the plane, flying back from Australia, and him and Justin Vermaak are on their way back, because they would have seen the new leaking roof. So the roof's just been redone and is leaking. So I'm waiting. Hopefully it dries up before Greg gets back, because I can't. His mood is not going to be good. And that's how much rain we had. So well done to the ground staff. Everybody had cleaned up, and all the wood bark and all the branches that had fallen down after the storm. And testament to this racetrack. It's the most incredible track. And as I said, as the day goes on, it'll get better. I do think the inside's probably the place for punters. Keep an eye on the inside, and it should be some good racing. There's some very nice competitive horses coming up in the next little bit. Get your money on.
Well, there you go. Thanks for the confidence.
Great, thank you.
There you go. That's Justin not only chatting about Mr. Monocle, but also a bit of confidence about his runners coming up. Well done to Richard for riding, and well done to Patricia Devine Investments for breeding, and Mr. and Mrs. Devine for owning.